my god! 150 Giga. Can we tame it? Stay tuned.
Hey guys, it's Lucy.
And this is Alcarins.
And we're bringing you that sweet
Dual commentary.
Oh yeah. And guess what we have in store?
A 150 Giga.
Oh yeah.
So previously, just to give you some backstory, on our server, there were no Gigas. 2 changes. The map went to official DLC. We had trouble getting that working, but now we got the center official DLC working. There was a Primitive Plus mod update. I'm not sure what changed. All of a sudden, there's Gigas everywhere, destroying everybody's bases. Everybody's crying. Nobody's prepared except for us. And nobody has organic turrets up, so everybody's bases are getting leveled. And we're just flying around trying to assess the damage, and we found a 150 Giga, which is, I think, the new 120.
Yes, it is. So then we decided, okay, well, we used to be able to do metal gates in the regular non-primitive,
Yep.
so we're going to give that a go here.
So I came up with this brilliant idea. I'm like, well, I can't do metal gates on primitive. I'm going to do stone. I'll just double layer them, then put down a large bear trap, lure it in, trank it out, and hopefully it's an easy tame.
Let's give it a go.
I've never done this before. I know it can break through stone, but I figure, hey, it can break through one, then it has to break through another. If we get double shooters going, maybe we can push it fast enough and get it down before it breaks through all the layers.
Exactly. And so let's see what we got going here. And this is Carno Island, and on Primitive Plus, or on the center map, Carno Island is crazy.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
There's Rexes flying around. I swooped around before we started filming, clearing out all the trash just to make sure that it's a clean tame. It keeps trying to go into the ocean, keeps trying to drown itself, keeps trying to go after all the sharks.
Yeah.
We're really nervous it's going to drown itself, but I ended up being able to pull it out, I think.
It's so tricky to keep their attention for all the dinos. You have to stay so low that you're like the first prey it can attack. See, he went too far.
I feel like I keep like pecking at him. I don't want to hurt him too much. Trying to lure him into this trap. We did this with metals, so I figured double layered with stone. Maybe this will work.
Look at this little thing. It's so cute, though.
Oh, it's dangerous. Also, keep in mind, this is Primitive Plus and ×4 wild dino damage, meaning if it touches you, it's probably going to kill you in 1 or 2 hits or break all your armor, then kill you. Also, meaning there are no trank darts. So
Yeah.
it's all X-bows and
meaning a lot of people like to cry.
And I brought 4 bows personally. I think I have 1 journeyman and then 3 primitive quality, I think.
Yeah.
And I think Lucy was carrying 1 apprentice and 1 primitive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, 6 crossbows altogether, maybe 700 or 800 trank arrows, 900 altogether.
I think it was like 900.
900 altogether.
Yeah.
We didn't really know, how much torpor this thing had. It was just on the fly. I always keep, recording software running in order to be able to, just in case if we see this, just start recording right on the spot.
Yeah, and so right now he's just trying to get this dang thing to cooperate.
I'm trying to lure this thing in. Also the DLC, the center map is amazing.
Beyond.
It's probably the best. I'd say it's the best map out of all the choices so far.
Ooh, he got bit.
Oh, I got bit. Look at that. And that bird has 13,000 something hit points.
Yay! Okay, so you trapped it.
I trapped it. It looks like it looks like it went like stunned.
Yes. Right? And our goal is to put the one behind, and then we'll keep it shooting or keep it focused on the front so that it has the 2 gates that it has to go through.
Keep it focus on the side of the gates that are double layered versus the single layer gate where it got trapped.
Exactly.
So I'm grabbing up my trank arrows. I think I want to go double shooter at this point. Were you shooting too?
Yeah, so I'm getting set up on the cats up top.
Yeah.
And I decided that because I don't want to lose our prized possession cats, that I was going to stay up top and shoot down versus actually being on the ground as well.
Yep. So it looks like it's trapped. It looks like it's eating through it, at least the first layer so far of the stone gate. I'm just trying to get as many headshots as I can. I keep my bird away just in case something happens.
Absolutely. And so right now everything looks good. We're super jazzed. We're basically coming up with this great idea on primitive and it's working.
Oh!
Until it doesn't.
It totally breaks out. So some things I didn't take into consideration are it does AoE damage per bite. So it's hitting all 6 walls on one side at once each bite.
Yeah.
So double layering, it doesn't really help unless you space it out quite a bit.
We did, however, do a good job with it not attacking the back one.
Yeah,
because
so
that stayed up.
yeah, it stayed up, but everything else broke. It broke out. I'm running to my bird, and I'm really hoping it doesn't kill me along the way. And I'm trying to find a ledge to shoot from here, and I'm just not getting a good angle.
So what we finally, because we're talking back and forth, what we finally decided is, okay, this isn't going to work. What you're going to end up having to do is you're going to have to get on and shoot from the cats as well, and shoot down.
I think that's what I end up learning, but right here I'm doing long shots, and I don't really know if I'm hitting or not, and I don't really have ammunition or durability on the bows to waste, because I know these things have a lot of torpor. We brought a lot of narcotic, probably over 1,000, I would say.
I would say a couple thousand.
We have a narco farm and a greenhouse going, and we'll show you that in a later vid.
And you can see our beautiful cats.
This is our beautiful demon speed, all speed and hit points, I think.
Yep. And so now we're going, I'm going to be riding, which I accidentally moved him around. So I'm actually going to be the one on the cats moving it. So as the Giga goes around, I'll make sure that we're following it like on, when we first get our ketses.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Also, I've noticed a few changes. I don't know if this is an ARK thing or if this is a Primitive Plus thing or the center, but as you shoot them, they start to, then they start to run, and they used to just run forever. Now it feels like they run for a little while, and then they circle around, and they always seem to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a new thing. It makes it a lot easier to tame them. Before, you literally had to have somebody driving the cats, following them the whole time until they got stuck on something, and keep shooting, and it made it very hard to tame Gigas.
But the only thing is no matter what, they drop torpor so fast, so if you're not on them super fast, you're going to have a really hard time.
It's like 3,000 torpor every second or two. It's ridiculous while they're up.
Yeah, it's
so
insane.
You got to just keep pumping those trank arrows in. Plus, trank arrows deal initial torpor on hit and then finish out the full torpor over 5 seconds, and it stacks. Unlike trank darts that you just do all the torpor up front.
Sorry, if you notice, Alcarin was getting stone arrows back. If you get that, it's because it's hitting something and you're not actually hitting the dino at all.
I don't know how that works exactly. I'm somehow getting stone arrows back. See, look at that.
It's because it's hitting the side and you're getting it back because it's just right there.
Also, we sped up the shots during this filming just because the video was like 40-something minutes long.
Yeah,
and we want to make it 20-ish minutes, something bearable to watch speed-wise.
Yeah, otherwise, just the shooting alone was over 25 minutes of shooting.
Yeah.
And so it takes a really long time for this to happen. And I mean, it's just at some points you just feel like it's never going to happen.
I didn't know if we brought enough. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know if this could be done with 2 shooters. I think we started with 1 shooter.
We started with just you.
Because we were going to have her, well, once we both got on the cats, we were going to have Lucy go through and drive because I was expecting it to run and somebody have to continually chase it and, me shoot it since I had the better crossbow, the Journeyman at the time. But then once I learned it always came back, I was like, you know what? We both need to be shooting this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you just saw the chat. It's really hilarious. So Sub and Plur, they have been with us for multiple servers, multiple wipes. And we've never had 4-time damage. And it is hilarious because he is getting killed by combies, by insects. He cannot handle it. So I like teasing him and saying it's for hardcore.
We're just throwing out that disclaimer. This server is for experienced players. You're all welcome to join, but some people have joined and they're just like, hey, you know what? This is too hard. This is not for me. I'm going to go somewhere else. And that's fine. But just join knowing that, hey, 4 times damage means a Giga's going to kill you in 1 shot. A Dilo's going to kill you in 1 shot when you first start out. It's really hard to get established.
The really nice thing about our server that I've noticed is that we help each other a lot, even though we are a PvP server. Yeah. There's still lots of raiding and all that happens as well. And there's lots of trading, so it just makes it for a really good environment even though it's hard.
Definitely.
And then people have come on and asked where the Spinos, the only ones I've seen on the center map are on Carno Island in all the water ponds. And you can actually see one to the left over there.
I've seen them on, of course, the Lava Island, whatever, Spino Island, whatever you want to call it here. The most difficult area, Carno Island.
Yep.
I've also seen them in shallow water areas throughout the map.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Alcarin's seen a bit more than me.
But they are rare.
Very, very rare.
And so what I mean like rare, like finding a 150 dino, I mean like they're rare as in you'll see probably 10 Rexes for every 1 Spino.
Oh, see, and so he's seen way more than me.
But they're always low level. The highest I've ever seen Spino-wise personally on this server with a 150 wild dino cap is 90. And I just kill those because it's just not worth it. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the highest I've seen is 25.
Yep.
So they're all 10, 20, 25. So we kept all this in because we wanted you guys to see how much effort it put in. And for 150, we don't want to cheapen it by just getting rid of the footage. So we just sped it up because this beast is insane. And then it's got its little new pet on the side. The little Spino keeps hanging out.
I wanted you to get a feel for how many shots it took without actually cutting any footage out. So I felt like speeding it up, you get an idea of what's going on. You get an idea of what we're doing, but the footage isn't there, so it's not unrealistic. When you go into Tame a 150 of anything, especially Giga, it's going to take It's going to take a while. It's
going to take forever, yeah. And then Carno, so right now, he's already wiped everything out, but things are now starting to respawn.
Yeah, wild dinos are respawning. We wiped before we started this process.
But with how long they take, I mean, you almost need to have 3 people doing it and have one person wiping.
To be honest, the more shooters you have, the better, because you can get torpor quicker. If we end up getting this thing down and we end up being able to tame it, you'll get to see the stats. I've never seen a 150 Giga. The highest I've ever seen before was one time, Season 1, Episode 1, 120 Giga, one time ever.
Yep.
And we ended up taming that in a previous episode. This is kind of a continuation of that, but to the extreme.
Yeah.
We don't have trank rifles. We don't have trank darts, so it makes this very difficult.
And you can see that I'm shooting now with them too, and so it stays for a lot shorter time and it runs away faster because we're both doing torpor to it.
Yep. We always try to get headshots to the best of our ability, but positioning is tough. You don't want to accidentally fall off the top of this ledge. If you do fall down, there's a good chance you're going to die.
Yeah. It's not like Minecraft where you can press shift and then you don't fall off the edge.
And if you die, we do have spawn beds up on the Kets. But all your gear's down there. I mean, I would lose all my tranks. We wouldn't be able to finish the project.
And it's a primitive server, so us finding the rare crossbows that we have, the ones that we do have, you had to trade. You were selling Ketses for them.
Basically, yeah. Lucy and I have gotten really good at building Pteranodons and getting Ketses down and doing Sky Cage tames and basically taking that tech and then trading those Ketses to other players that have gotten expo drops. So in this case, yeah, that's how I got this good crossbow. All the rest are just primitive crafted.
Yeah, because Bob the Butcher, right?
I traded to Bob the Butcher. I think he gave me a Journeyman expo and like 2 Journeyman picks for any level Kets because he's the only one in his tribe, and a solo tame on a Kets is difficult, not impossible.
Well, yeah, because he has to start with his first one. That's the challenge. Once you have your first one, then you've got a Sky Cage.
Correct.
And then solo is fine. It's still a challenge getting your prime, but it's not impossible. This is... Oh, yeah, I don't even know. I like reading what they say because they're like crazy.
Now, did you throw those extra crossbows on the Kets that I'm pulling, or did I?
I did.
You did? Were they reserve?
They were
crossbows
for me.
In case when they break?
Yeah, but then you were shooting more because I didn't start shooting at the beginning.
Gotcha.
So we're still down here doing our thing. And I wanted to mention we like to come up with new different ways that you can tame something that feels untamable, especially on primitive.
Yeah.
And one amazing tame idea that Alcarin came up with, so I don't know if you all caught that video, but it's the Moza tame.
Yep.
And he built an underwater cage, which I've heard some people have done. I had never heard it before this. And it is amazing.
I think I failed twice trying to tame a Moza on primitive level with 4 times wild damage before I finally succeeded with the wild cage tame. Check it out.
Yes, it's amazing. And we just want to thank you guys. We love making these videos and coming up with ways that you guys can succeed on playing. And we love when you come over and join us too. So now that's what, second? Is that your second crossbow that just broke?
I've broken one, I think 2 crossbows at this point. I might have thrown the broken ones back on the Kets when I was grabbing the new ones. I'm not really sure though.
And I'm lucky. I don't know I think Alcarin just shoots like far faster than me. I don't know why. It could be my computer, but my apprentice one luckily hasn't broken yet.
Also, her apprentice one might have more durability. You know, they do have random stats. Mine might do more damage.
So I had the bird on follow since we started this, but because I was on the first layer, it didn't move. I went to go up to the bird, the brown talon, to see if he had anything on him. And then the bird ended up moving, following me. Alcarin had a perfect shot, and I freaking ruined it.
Also, it like zipped us up in the air in like a circular motion,
and then
so we had to zip back
down.
down.
And then I was like way too high, then way too low. I'm like, it's just because when you get that sweet spot, it's so hard to get back there.
You also got to be careful not to hit the wing of the Kets because you can knock your own Kets out.
Yeah, which is not pretty.
And it also wastes ammo and breaks your bow.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't work all the way around. And one thing that I've noticed, Alcarin's really good at being really careful on the edge. I try so hard. And
Pro tip, I crouch. I get on the edge, and then I crouch, and then slide up to the edge. Don't stand and shoot. The closer you are to the edge, the better shot you get.
Yeah, and I try, and it makes, I mean...
Also, I right-click to aim and then shoot as much as possible to try to not hit the wing of the kits like I just did.
Yeah.
See how Lucy's standing right there?
Ah, makes me so nervous.
That's why she probably, hopefully doesn't fall.
I don't fall.
She never
I'm
falls.
epic. Look at me. I'm like floating in the air.
She's pro. She's never fell for my kits. I mean, if she fell down there, there's a good chance she could die.
I would just die.
And then I couldn't go down to save her because then I would die.
Yeah.
Right? So, did you end up spawning back up on the bed when you, or?
I don't die.
When you die? Okay, you don't die?
I'm amazing. I don't die. What are you talking about? He's trying to tease you guys. I don't die. I don't ever die.
You don't ever die. Nobody dies on these things.
No.
It's impossible to die against a Giga.
Okay.
So I'm taking all those stone arrows and I'm using the narcotic that we already brought, mass crafting tranks while shooting at the same time.
So amazing. When he told me that, I was like, what? That's so smart.
Well, because the tranking only reduces your... Oh, another bow just broke. Crafting anything only reduces your movement speed. It doesn't actually disable you from shooting or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, your movement speed and your jumping, things like that.
Yeah, you can't jump. I'm just trying to find it at this point. Like, where is it?
See, and I'm so on the edge. I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. I feel like any second I'm just going to die. So I think the Ket's Tames just scare the dickens out of me.
It's a little tricky. Plus, Lucy's system's not as amazing, so she's got to play on a little bit lower settings. It's a little bit laggier. There's a higher chance of failure.
It's so sad.
One day, we're going to buy another awesome system, and we'll have it equal. But until then, we're not there yet.
Yeah, but that's okay. I can handle it. Okay, so, and then I thought, yeah, see, he looks like he's going to fall off. Freaks me out.
But, you know what? I'm a pro. I've been doing this for years now, right?
Well, yeah, like a year. I had somebody be like, I've been playing ARK for like 3 years. And I'm like,
ARK hasn't been out that long, man.
I think you do drugs. You probably should stop. Okay, so we're working hard over here trying to get this bad boy down. I'm doing my dangerous edge lingering.
What's cool about those cement ramps is that you get on the edge and you can actually shoot under the cats, which, I mean, that's just really nice.
It is very, very nice. So,
oh my God, she fell down.
And it chomps me, and he keeps shooting it, it doesn't chase me down.
So she got chomped. I kept shooting it, and so luckily I kept its focus.
Yes.
And how much damage did you do?
Okay, so I have 1,800 life because we get to level 400, which is really cool on our server. You get to 100, and then it just boosts you all the way rest to 400. And then it bit me, and I went down a quarter. So I'm running because Carno Island is so dangerous, and I'm just running and running and running. I see this building in the distance, and I'm not looking behind to see if the guy is there, and I don't know if he's still shooting it. Then I see this building, and I'm like, okay, every door is auto-locked on this server. There's no way it's open. I run to it, and it's open. So I go inside, and I hide.
I think it was a stone structure for taming, built by a tribe called Quest or something like that. And I guess they left their door open, and she just ran to it, and she was getting attacked by all sorts of crazy stuff down there.
Yeah, there's like there's like multiple scorpions, raptors, carnos, and they're like coming in, so you think that they're gonna glitch through the building.
Yep, and she was really afraid that if this guy had chased her, it would just go right up to the stone building, start chewing through it, and eventually get her. And where can she go? She can't outrun it.
No. And so, like,
my job is I'll just keep shooting it, and if I run out of trank arrows, we lose. If all my bows break, we lose.
I know, it's crazy. And then, let's see. Okay. I mean, at this point, I don't have any more, so I'm not helping you. Oh, so you gave up.
So I gave up. I ended up breaking all my bows, all my trank arrows. I go to get Lucy, and we're on our way back, and guess what?
It's there, and I look over, and the next thing I know, it's running, and I'm like, it's gonna get me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Alcarin, hurry, pick me up, and I look back over, and it falls down.
So it had 99,400 something torpor, which is ridiculous. So I guess when you're shooting the trank arrows, we stacked so many on it that eventually it passed out after all the bows broke.
Yep.
We've cut through the taming process and the clearing and gathering prime. We ended up taming it out almost perfect. Not quite. What was it? Did it tame out 220? What was it? 220?
What was it? I can't see it from here. It's 223.
So 224 would be the absolute perfect tame. 223 is pretty damn good.
So we hope you enjoyed the video and our crazy 150 Giga
Please
tame.
like, subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.
Peace out.